prime my skin, I am going to mix together my Giorgio Armani Maestro UV Skin Defense Primer SPF 50 with my Maybelline Master Prime in shade 200. That is the illuminating flavor that also has SPF 30. And I'm going to rub this all over my face so that it is primed and protected from the sun. And I'm also going to put on some lip balm so that whenever I decide to put on lipstick, my lips are conditioned and ready to rock. Now for foundation, I'm going to use clean fingers to apply my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This is the lightest shade on the focal points of my face, using as little product as possible. The less product you put on your face, the less likely it is to look thick, cakey, and gross. Now using the fat end of my beauty blender, which has been dampened significantly, I'm just going to bounce the foundation over my skin. Now I'm going to correct my under eye circles with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. This is the neutralizing shade. It has yellow undertones, and I am just going to blot that in with my beauty blender, using the pointed end this time to get in between my eyes and the bridge of my nose. And then I'm going to go in immediately with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is shade Chantilly. It's the lightest one that NARS makes. And I am dotting this under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, between my eyebrows, along my chin, and anywhere else that I may have little blemish. And I am not pulling on the skin at all. That's why I am tapping the wand into the skin. And I'm going to use that damp beauty blender to bounce it over my skin until there's no gaps or harsh lines. Everything needs to look super airbrushed. And I will do this for as long as it takes. This can't be rushed. And I'm going to stop the minute I am happy with it. Now I'm going to set that with my Flower Cosmetics Translucent Mattifying Powder. Dipping the pointy end of my damp beauty blender into the powder, I am going to gently stipple the powder over my under eye concealer. Again, I am just pressing very lightly. I am not pulling or rubbing because I don't want to move the concealer around. I want to lock it in place. Now for the rest of my face, I'm using the Flower Loose Powder Brush, going back into that same translucent mattifying powder. I'm going to stipple it all over my face, and then I'm going to buff it in with light circular motions, just letting the very tippy tip of the bristles touch my skin. And that's so that I don't smear my foundation. I'm going to sketch out my eyebrows with my Wet n Wild Color Icon brow pencil in shade Ginger Root. And this is an extremely pigmented situation, so I'm using an exceedingly light hand. I'm not pressing it all because you don't have to with this pencil. And I'm frequently going back and forth to try to get my brows as even as possible. Now I'm going to fill them in with my Flower Cosmetics eye pencil in shade Dark Blonde, going back and forth between the eyebrows to try to keep them as even as I can. And then using the spoolie brush to distribute the color and blend the two eye pencils together. Now using my Flower Angled Brush and my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, I'm going to define my eyebrows by running a thin line of concealer above and below each brow. This makes them look extremely crisp and clean so that they frame my eyes more beautifully. Now I'm going to contour my face with my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette in shade Somber, using my Real Techniques highlighting brush and just stroking the color down from my hairline. This is an extremely pigmented contouring palette, so you don't need a lot of product at all. And once I'm happy with that, I'm going to blend the contour out with my Flower Loose powder brush, always blending back and up towards my hairline right above my ears. And using my MAC 227 in shade Lyric, the middle highlighting shade, I am going to cut a line of highlight right below my contour. I'm going to make a very sharp line. It will get blended out, but I'm going to let the highlighting powder just sit there for a moment, kind of to bake it into my skin. Now using the same MAC 227 and going back to shade Somber, I'm going to contour my nose. And then I will also run Lyric down the middle of my nose to blend out the edges of the contour like so. And with my Flower Loose powder brush again, I am going to smooth out that contour and highlight so that there are no super harsh edges. Now, using my NYC Cosmetics Sun and Bronze Bronzer in Hampton's Radiance and my Flower Loose powder brush, I am just going to apply the bronzer to the perimeter of my face. So around my hairline, the tip of my nose, my chin, under my jaw, the top of my neck, and even my ears, so that everything looks sun-kissed. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.